Hello everyone. Welcome to the Wisdom School of Accountancy. Today we will discuss a bit about the management accounting exam, the exam pattern, what is the time allowed, the passing percentage, and we will have a syllabus overview. Okay, so it's like an orientation session. Now, first management accounting exam, it was previously known as F2 exam. Now it's known as MA, and for those students who are doing foundation, this exam is known as Foundation in Management Accounting FMA. So FMA and MA, they both means the same thing. The codes, they are just different. For the students that are in foundation, for them the subject code is FMA and exam name is Foundation in Management Accounting. For those who have directly entered ACCA, the name of exam is Management Accounting and its code is MA. The course, the exam pattern, everything is same. Just the codes, okay, they are different. Anyways, let's first discuss the exam pattern. Now, in the management accounting exam, there will be two sections, section A and section B. In section A, there will be 35 objective type questions, and each question will carry 2 marks. So section A will be of total 70 marks. Then there is section B, in which you will be tested with 3 multitask questions, and each question it will carry 10 marks. So the total marks of section B will be 30 and the total exam marks are 100. The passing percentage is 50% and the time allowed for exam is 2 hours. As you know that this exam is a computer based exam, you can give this exam in the center or you can give this exam remotely from your home, and you will get the result of the exam at the same time when you will finish the exam. Now let's discuss that which type of the questions will be tested in both sections. Now in section A, there will be 35 objective type questions, and objective type questions, there are a variety of questions that an examiner can test. Okay, like the MCQs, multiple choice questions, like true false questions. He will give you the statements and he can ask whether this is true or false, or it is also known as yes no. Okay, yes no. Then there are drag and drop questions. You have to drag something and drop it off on the right place. Okay, I will be telling you, when you will when we will practice the things, I will tell you how this drag and drop questions work. Then there can be a blank question also. Blank question means that you have to put the answer in a blank. The space will be given to you on which you have to type the answer. Okay, you have to type the answer. Now remember, you don't have to type any words, you just have to enter the numbers. Let's say he asks you to calculate certain thing, and the answer you have to put it in the blank. You don't have to type the words, you just have to type the answer. So these are different types of the questions that are tested in section A. Now remember one thing, there is no partial marking, no partial marking in exam. What does this partial marking means? Let's say an examiner gives you 4 statements and he asks you, tell me which of the 2 are true. Now, if you will tell both these statements right, then you will get 2 marks. Okay. If you tell one statement right, and the other one wrong, then you will get 0. So it's either 0 or it's 2. Okay, you will not get any partial mark because this exam is checked by the software. It is not manually checked. So it's either 2 or 0. Next comes the section B of exam. Now in section B, there will be 3 multitask questions. Now what does multitask questions mean? In multitask question, there will be a scenario. Okay, there will be a case scenario that will be given to you, and you will be asked questions related to those scenarios. Okay, so it means there will be 3 multitask questions, so 3 different scenarios, and the questions will be related to those scenarios. Now in multitask questions, the questions carry different types of marks. Let's say if a multitask question, it is of 10 marks. Now each question can be of 2 marks, so you can get 5 question of 2 marks in one MTQ. Or it could be, one question is of 6 mark, other question is of 4 mark, it is total 10. So examiner can give you the questions, and it is not necessarily the same amount of the marks for each question that are further tested in MTQs. Okay, all the questions can carry different marks. Like one question is of 6 mark, one is of 1 mark, one is of 4 mark. Okay, it can be of different marks. Okay, it completely depends upon examiner. And when we will practice the things, you will get to know about this thing much better. Okay, anyways, remember one thing: there is no partial marking. You have to correctly choose the right things. Okay, if there are different things that you need to choose and you choose one right, one wrong, you will get zero. So you have to be very careful in that. Yes, one thing is that, let's say in one MTQ, one question carries 4 marks, one question carries, let's say, 3 marks, one question carries 2 marks, and one question carry 1 mark. Now, now if you have done this question wrong, let's say, it does not mean that, all of your MTQ will be wrong. No, only the marks will be deducted from this question. And if, similarly, let's say in this 4 marks question, the examiner asks you two things. Examiner asks you to calculate something, okay? And there's another box in which examiner will say, let's say, the students who have done MA2, they will be knowing about the variance. Okay, variance. Now let's say examiner asks you a question, a 4 marks question. He asks you to calculate variance. Okay, now variance is either favorable or adverse. Okay, let's say you type the number 1000 and the calculation was right. You will get the 2 mark for this thing. Okay, you will get the 2 mark for this thing. Now let's say if the variance was favorable, but there will be a drag down option. You will click that option, you will get two things: favorable and adverse. Let's say you put adverse here, but the variance was favorable, so this mark will be deducted. Again, the whole 4 marks will not be deducted. So you have to remember this thing in the section B. Okay, in the section B. So the section B is very helpful, because for everything there is a mark. Okay, for everything there is a mark. But remember one thing, that in section B, if there is a question that states, tell me which of the two options are correct. Okay, so you have to tell both of them correct. Okay, if you tell one right, one wrong, you will get 0 mark. So such type of the questions, there is no partial marking. And in section A also, there is no partial marking. In section B, you can get this type of questions in which every calculation or everything, it carries some mark. So you have to remember that. Now, the F2 examiner, he has already tell the students, the F2 examiner has already tell the students the areas from where he will be testing your 3 multitask questions. So before you are going to start the preparation of the management accounting, that these will be the areas from which my section B will be tested. So it's very beneficial for the student. Student will already know that these are the areas from which the section B would be tested. So it will help them in planning things, in preparing things. Now, what are these three areas? Let's discuss about them. Now, these three areas, they are, the first one is standard costing. Standard costing. So first MTQ you will be getting from this area, standard costing. The 10-mark question you will be getting from this chapter, standard costing. The second MTQ, you will be getting this MTQ from performance measurement chapter. And the third one, it could be either from the budgeting and capital budgeting or forecasting. Okay. Now the examiner can test you, let's say he can give you the complete question from just budgeting. Okay, or he can give you the mixture of the questions, some questions from the budgeting area, some from the capital budgeting, and some from the forecasting. So it completely depends upon examiner. Okay, so third MTQ will be tested from either of these areas: budgeting, capital budgeting, and forecasting. So let's say if I put these three chapters together, here we go. So these are the areas: budgeting and capital budgeting, forecasting. So one MTQ can be tested either from these chapters, or it can be mixture of questions from combinedly these three chapters. And one MTQ will be from standard costing and one will be from performance measurement. So before starting the preparation, that from these four different areas, you will get 30 marks of section B. So it's very beneficial. Plus, in addition to these MTQs, there are MCQs also that can be tested from these areas. Some of the portion of the section A can also be tested from these areas. Okay. So it's like from these four areas, you can get 6, 7 questions. So if I calculate total marks that would be tested from this area, the 30 marks, they will be of section number B, and round about 14 marks, which means 7 questions from section A. So this area, these four areas, they combinedly make up the 44% of exam. They are of worth 44 marks. So it tells you how much important these areas are. Now I have divided the syllabus into two different areas. The one is known as major area, and the other one, it is known as the minor area. Okay. Now, what are the minor areas? These chapters that I have listed down here, they are minor areas of exam. Minor areas means that from these chapters that I have listed down, up to 10% of exam will be tested. It means maximum 5 questions. Up to 10% means maximum 5 questions. While these areas, from cost classification to analyzing data, these are all major areas. So major areas means that round about 90% of exam will be tested here. 90% means 45 questions, 90%. So basically, uh, this thing will help you in planning for the preparation. You know that these areas, they carry 90% marks, so you should have to worry about these areas, because the one who will be good with these 90%, he can pass an exam with an ease. Okay. And out of this 90%, 44% is from these chapters, these four chapters. So out of these major areas, there are further most important areas of exam. Okay. So you know the breakdown. So if you know the breakdown, you know the importance, the chapter wise importance. So you will be doing things accordingly. Okay. Now in minor areas, it's accounting for management, presenting information, alternative costing principles, process costing, spreadsheet, and sources of data. Most of these minor areas, they are just reading based. Okay. There is nothing much conceptual in it. You just have to go through them. You have to read them. That's it. Okay. So I have gave you the breakdown of the course, and you have to plan for the things accordingly. Okay. Now, uh, how will we go about things? Okay. What are we offering you in the session that we are providing for F2? Okay. So what do we offer? So the first thing is we offer recorded lectures plus live classes. Recorded lectures plus live classes. Okay. So the person who will be taking the course from us, the management accounting course, we will provide him with the recorded lectures access. Plus, we will have live classes. We will have weekly live sessions. Okay, so I will give you a weekly plan, and you have to follow the plan. In recorded lectures, everything would be present, whether they are the recordings or whether the lectures of the chapters or it's script practice. Or okay, everything will be included. Plus, in addition, we will have one live class a week, which will, in which you can discuss any problems you have. The second thing is that I have told you we will do the kit practice. Okay, extensive question practice. Then the third thing is WhatsApp support. So WhatsApp support will be provided to the student. Let's say the student is confused in some part, and he don't want to wait until the live class. He can ask the question on the WhatsApp. Then we will also provide you with the additional past paper question practice. Okay. So except for the kit questions, we will also have some additional questions which we will practice, that will help you to further strengthen your concepts. Okay. And at the end of the syllabus, you will also have mock exams. So I will provide you with the mock exams. Uh, and you can attempt them in an exam environment. Okay, and the access, how much is an access of recorded lectures? It's 100 days access. So the recordings, they will be with you for 100 days. So if you want to enroll in our management accounting course, you can contact us on WhatsApp at this number. For further details regarding the course, you can contact me on WhatsApp, okay? And I will guide you with all the things. And uh, and one other thing is that you can also visit our website, which is wisdom.learn360lms.com. So we will be giving you the access of the recorded lectures on this website. You can visit this website by your own, and if you want to enroll in course, you can simply register on website, and you can contact me on WhatsApp for the payment details. Okay, I will be uploading further questions, and one more thing, the class notes, the class notes, they will be provided to you. So I will be uploading further more videos regarding this course, okay? Regarding the different chapters, you can go through those recordings, and then you can decide whether you should go with us or not. Okay. First, you have to see how whether the concepts, whether the teaching style of the tutor, it suits you or not. If it suits you, the package is in front of you. What things we are offering, okay? So you can contact us on WhatsApp for further details.